Hi, I'm Greg Jennings. I didn't get here just off sheer talent or by being lucky. I saw opportunities, and I took full advantage of those opportunities by putting forth 110%. The story I'm about to tell you today is about a football player who was given a great opportunity. He could have let the negative things that he has been through throughout his life hold him back. But he's chosen to move forward and give it his all. And now the blessings continue to flow. He succeeded against all odds, simply because he knew he had the real winning edge.
Unfortunately, Taylor's gone through a fair amount of hardships throughout his life, with his cousin when he was younger, and then when he was in college during his freshman year, and then his dad's whole financial hardship I know has been extremely challenging for the whole family.
Taylor's plays middle guard, and in our defense, he's really responsible for almost taking two guys on every play. He's one of those unsung heroes that really is. He doesn't have great stats, but he's played really well and enabled our two inside linebackers to really have terrific seasons. Kids respect him because of the great work ethic that he has. He's very humble by nature. Playing that position really humbles you because, again, you never have great stats because you're always at the point of attack. You're always being blocked by two guys. It takes a unique guy, really someone that really understands the team concept and buys into the team concept.
Taylor has improved tremendously as a football player. He came out of high school, and we all thought he was going to be very good. And you know, he was a little bit disappointing in the first year, and I think that was mostly because he struggled with his back. And once he had the operation, then he missed a lot of time just recuperating from that.
I've always had herniated discs in my back, but during camp of last year, coming into the season, one of the discs, the fragments from it ruptured, and the fragments embedded in the nerve roots, which caused sciatica down my legs. And I mean, I could barely walk. I knew that was probably it. Wasn't going to be able to play. And watching a team win and just wanting to be a part of that's your whole life. In college football, I decided to have surgery. Was actually back by spring ball.
Last spring, he walked out of the spring and we had our meeting, and he was embarrassed. He just said, I didn't play very well, coach, and I'm going to tell you what, he said, I'm going to come back in the fall and I'm going to have a great preseason because I'm going to work so hard this summer, and has become much better than we'd ever imagined coming into the year. He's had a really, really fabulous football season. He has the best bench press I've seen here in 40 years. I think he bench pressed 440 pounds this preseason. So he's a very, very, very strong guy.
See, when my dad lost his job, it was a huge wake-up call for us. I was fortunate enough to grow up in an area where we didn't really have to worry about money. But now, you know, I find myself trying to find a parking spot here in Philly and going in the meter and realizing I don't have any money in my wallet. At times, it's very hard, and you want to, you know, you're so frustrated that you get angry. My dad has been my biggest role model, and I think I really learned so much from that and how he approached his struggles and what he had to face, and I applied that to what I was going through. And I think it's brought us closer together, absolutely, as a family.
Our captain, Owen Thomas, tragically committed suicide, and I think our whole world was rocked.
The suicide of our team captain in the spring of my freshman year came as such a surprise to us all. He was just a born leader, just not a kid you'd think that would happen to. That hurt me so much because, I mean, even years before when I was 16, I lost my cousin. And it wasn't an expected death. I don't think you ever get over something like that. So exactly a year later that spring, I got a call from my girlfriend, and one of her best friends at school took her own life. I
lost a close friend to suicide as well, and Taylor was a great help in offering his support and offering his advice, and he really helped provide that support and feedback for me.
At my lowest point, I think the main thing is you lose motivation in your everyday activities. Something you normally get really excited to do or you didn't have a problem doing becomes a struggle for you. So when I was in the weight room, I didn't have the drive I'd normally have, and I was just kind of going through the motions, just doing what I had to do to get by, but not putting in extra, or just in the classroom, you know, not paying attention, zoning off, and you just become a person that you're not used to being, and it's really hard to get out of that.
He understands a balance between being able to work on his skill and also be able to play football. With his time management, I mean, it's very challenging with football and with the rest of the things that he has going on to stay on top of his work, and yet he hasn't had a problem with that. He's a great guy to have as a roommate, and as a person, I mean, very responsible, very humble, and at the same time, hardworking. And you know, he also knows how to loosen up, and he doesn't take things too seriously.
And I think with my friends, I know they're very hardworking. When you feel like being lazy, they'll call you out. I think we hold each other accountable, and I think you need to surround yourself with people who can push you forward instead of bring you down. When I was going through just coping with everything that was happening, I think the biggest thing for me was talking. And at first, I talked to my family, I talked to my friends, I talked to my girlfriend, but there's still questions that I wasn't able to answer. The most important thing for me was prayer, and that's when your faith comes in, and that's where you just have to pray about it. And there was just many nights I'm gonna trust you, and there's gonna be a reason for all of this. But in the moment that you're going through all that you're trying to cope, the last thing you want to hear is, oh, everything happens for a reason. I've kind of found almost a purpose just going through everything, and that I wanted to share my experiences. And if you've gone through something, it's for a reason. So if you can help someone else out, I found it to be you know, extremely beneficial.
I think he's had one of the best years out of any of the players on the team, and this is also being his first year back from an injury and from a lot of adversity. So to be able to come back and play the way he has and show the emotion and the passion, and has picked up his grades again, and the fact that he's found a way to move on is impressive. There's
times where there's no one you can talk to, and there's no one who has the right answers, and some people are going to frustrate you more, but I was strong in prayer, and that got me through. So if I had to give advice, it would just be never to bottle things up, always try to talk, always try to get your feelings out, and just to pray about it. I used to think coming to college, playing football was my big opportunity. I thought I surrounded myself in that, and going through all these trials and coping with everything, I found that these hardships were my opportunities, and I've gotten stronger, and I realized that it's not just about academics, not just about football, but it's about what you go through and how you can get through it and how you can better yourself through going through these experiences.